All right, y'all, today we're not gonna cook anything, but we do have to clean the big green egg. I try to clean it every 3 months or so. It's been a pretty good while since I've cleaned it. So we're gonna do a deep cleaning on it today. And what you're gonna need if you're gonna deep clean one is you're gonna need some kind of a scraper or putty knife. You're gonna need a pair of gloves because it's a nasty job, an ash bucket, and a shop vac. So now that we've got everything together that we need, let's get to cleaning. Okay, first things first. I gotta put my gloves on. Like I said, this is gonna be a dirty, nasty job. So I got my gloves on. I'm gonna remove the cap, the ceramic cap from the top of the egg. I'm gonna open the egg. I'm gonna take my vent cap out. Now I'm gonna get my grill scraper. And this has mostly already been cleaned. I'm just gonna knock what little residue is still there off. Okay, and I've pretty much always used the convector when I'm cooking on the egg. So let me get my grates off. We'll just set them right here. Now the reason that we need a scraper is because if you cover your convector with tinfoil, you won't have this problem. But I don't cover it with tinfoil. So you can see I've got some buildup. And it's time to remove the buildup. But first, I got a boatload of coals in here. So I'm gonna take my kick-ass basket. And we'll shake it out. And for right now, I'm just gonna set it on the convector because I just dropped some nice sized chunks of lump charcoal down into the bottom of the egg. Oh, important note, I haven't cooked on this thing in 3 days because you definitely want to make sure that your egg is cool before you do this cleaning. All right, so I set the kick-ass basket out of the way, and now we take the convector and get it out of the basket that it's sitting in. You gotta be real careful because it is ceramic. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm using a chisel, and it comes off pretty easy if you keep it mostly clean. That's just from one cook that buildup was from. Now it'll never be pretty snow white again like it was when it was brand new. But there we go, so we got that clean. I'm gonna set it back in the basket. Like I said, with all this ceramics, you want to be very, very careful. Sometimes this thing can be a pain to put back in. All right, so now I'm going to set it out the way. All right, so I got these chunks that I just took out of there. I'm going to put those in my ash bucket that I got. I'm going to scrape as much as I can. I also use the kick ash pan because it makes it easier to clean it out. All right, so we dump that down in there. We set our kick ash pan aside. Now I'm going to take my ash tool and I'm going inside the firebox, and I'm going to clean out as much ash as I can. You'll be able to get the majority of it. All right, so I want to get all that out of there. Now let's bring you back up top. Let you see what I'm doing now inside of it. All right, now I'm just going to take and wipe it and then knock everything down into the bottom. We'll do some more cleaning on it once I get everything disassembled. Okay, so I've done what I want to do there. Now it's time for us to take our shop vac and suck as much out of there as we can. Okay, so we've got that cleaned out as best we can. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fire ring out very carefully because it is ceramic and we don't want to crack, we don't want to break it. I'm going to set it out in the sunshine. I'm going to do the same thing with my firebox. Very carefully. All right, now that I've got all that out, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a lot of ash and debris that gets in behind the firebox and the fire ring. And so I'm just loosening all that up with my hand. Then we're going to vacuum it out. Okay, so that takes care of cleaning the inside of the egg. But now that we've got it all disassembled, I need to go get a flashlight because I want to look around in here and make sure I don't have any cracks. All right, so I got my flashlight and I'm looking around and everything in here looks good. So that's good to know. This is when you take it all apart, you might as well go ahead and do a good inspection once you get everything out of it. All right, so we're all through with the inside of the egg. Now, let me show you how we're gonna clean up the fire ring and the firebox. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my fire ring first. And what I'm gonna do is just, let's see, get it where you can see. I'm just gonna take the chisel and I'm gonna scrape all the way around the top. And hit the outside as needed. Get this cleaned up good so that the deflector sits down on it real good. I'm not too worried about grass and stuff getting on it. I'll wipe that off when I'm done. Oh Lordy, look at this, what we found. Can you see that? That is a crack in my fire ring. So that's another reason we do this, is because we want to do the inspection. Okay, so I've got my fire ring all cleaned up, but now I'm going to take a quick time out because I got to take pictures of it so I can start my warranty claim on a new fire ring. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, through the magic of video editing, you didn't have to wait on me at all. So now I've got to put my gloves back on because we've got the fire ring cleaned up. Now we're going to clean up the fire box. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use a scraper or a chisel. And I'm just going to take it. All right, see all the little holes here? All right, we want to make sure all those holes are nice and clean because that affects airflow. And the gap here, I just took and cleaned it out just a little bit. And then for the rest of it, I'm just cleaning the inside. Because you'll get grease drippings and stuff down in there over time. Okay, so we've got this nice and clean. Now I'm gonna wipe everything down because I had it set out here in the grass. And then we'll start putting everything back together. Okay, so the first thing back in is the firebox. Let me wipe it down. Double check my air holes. My air holes are all clean. Okay, so now
We're going to put the firebox back in. Now that I've moved the camera over here so you can see. And I'm going to lower it in there very carefully. I'd like to have been a little bit more careful than that with it. All right, now with the firebox, you want to make sure that you got that hole in the bottom lined up with your clean out port. Otherwise, you won't be able to clean it out. Okay, so we got our firebox back in. Now let's get our fire ring. Okay, now let's put our fire ring back in. And we have to be really careful with it. I got my hands inside. There's some little notches up underneath because it is cracked all the way through. Now, these 3 indentions here, if I decide to use my convector legs down and just use it like for a pizza cook or something like that, I want it so that one of the legs is going to go in directly up under the thermometer. That way I'm not getting the direct heat. Now I'm going to put my kick-ass pan back in, and that thing does make it easy to clean up. Now I'm going to put my kick-ass basket back in. This also makes it easy to clean up. I didn't have to take all that charcoal out piece by piece because I had the kick-ass basket. And now for the almost the last part, put the convector back in. And I've got it like I was talking about, where this riser is going to be directly up under my thermometer. I'll lay my grates back in there. Put that, that's where I store that. Close my bottom vent. Close my big green egg. Put my cap back on, and we're done. Now we're ready to cook. All right, y'all, and that is how I deep clean my big green egg. I will put a link to Amazon. Just this is a generic Amazon link down in the description, and you can follow that link, and when you get to Amazon, pick up a kick-ass basket, kick-ass pan. Just put in whatever size egg or Kamado Joe or whatever kind of ceramic grill you've got, and they sell something that'll fit that for you. And that's pretty much it. Make sure that you got your ash tool, your gloves, a shop vac, something to scrape with, and a flashlight so you can do an inside inspection of your egg once it gets all cleaned out. I will post an update once I hear about the warranty, because I've dealt with Georgia Spa Company. They're my local big green egg dealer. I've dealt with them several times over the years for fire boxes and fire rings, and I've never had an issue. So I will give you an update on that. The last time I had to do one, the firebox cracked last year, and I had a new one within 4 days. So until next time I see y'all at the grill, and I will be grilling next time, y'all keep on grilling.